friends, welcome to the video. Thank you for clicking on the link. I appreciate it. As always, you guys know I always appreciate you watching these videos or unmuting it, whatever platform you guys happen to be watching this from. So I've got a fun little, I guess this is really kind of a calibration exercise, but it's about breaking time. We were working on this in class today. A bit, and we were having fun with it, so I figured, you know what, why not throw it online for my online colleague friends and for my students that want a little bit of a review, a little bit of a refresher for when they're doing their own solo training. So I figured I'd put this up here for you. So this is really just kind of more, how do I put this? This drill is really focusing on the feet and breaking timing with the feet, because we talk a lot about breaking timing with the hands in Kali, but you don't often hear it spoken about with your footwork very much, or calibrating the time breaking between the what's happening up here with the hands and what's happening, with the feet. And so that's what we're going to be going into in this video. I'm going to go ahead and stop flapping my gums at you, flapping my lips, however you want to put that, and let's get into it. All right, let's start off with our map for today. So this fun little map, this fun little diagram here is what we're going to be using for our footwork, for the circular footwork. Really, the way that you draw this, if you want to know, is you just put two sticks down, right? And then draw out your reverse triangle, put the sticks on the other side so you have your diamond, and then draw out your diamond this way, intersecting with it, and then draw your circle around it. As you can see, mine's not perfect. Yours doesn't have to be perfect either. It's just there as a reference to help you with measuring out your step. You want to get it as close as possible, but don't think that it needs to be absolutely perfect, especially when we're doing circling footwork. Your circling footwork is far from perfect when you're doing it with a partner. But this will definitely help you with measuring it out. So I'm actually going to have you guys look at me. It's going to be a lot easier than me doing this with you looking at my feet this time. So let me put this camera back on the stand real quick. All right, so we're gonna build this a little bit here, okay? So I'm gonna stand at the apex of one of the diamonds here, all right? So there's two little footwork movements that we're specifically working on with this to help us break time when we're bridging to the outside, or break time when we're bridging to the inside, okay? Or if you're moving to your left or moving to your right, all right? So starting out, you wanna drill out these little steps, okay? So the first one we're gonna do is what's called the adjustment step. This is gonna allow us to bridge to the inside quickly, breaking time. I'm gonna bring this back foot up. It's not gonna pass the arch of my front foot. Obviously, I'm starting in bladed position. Always start in bladed position. Bring your back foot up, and my right foot is gonna step up right 45. I'm gonna turn my whole torso as I step, boom, and this is a traversing step, so I'm bringing this left foot up, and it does not pass the arch of my right foot. Then we're going to work on the second step, which is our switch step at the apex. So when I step back, I'm going to take this left foot and step back first. But at the apex of the diamond, I want to switch so that I can quickly go left 45, and I'm going to traverse step, so I'm bringing this right foot up. It's not passing the arch of the left foot. Let's do that again. So we are going to start at the apex of our diamond, bladed position. Adjustment step. I'm bringing the left foot up, turning my whole body to right 45, moving up right 45 on the diamond. Then I'm taking the left foot back to the apex, doing a switch step, and then going left 45, traversing step, so I'm bringing this right foot up. It does not pass the arch of the left foot. And then I go back and reset. So again, to the right, then to the left. Get this down. Boom. This is what we're going to be using to bridge off the circle and break time, bridging off the circle to the inside. And then that step is what we're going to use to break time off the circle when we're bridging to the outside. So you want to get those little steps down before we do it with our circular footwork, which we'll do in just a moment. So going to the inside, and then to the outside. Boom, boom. Let me face you, or face in a different direction here. Maybe I'll face a couple of directions on this. Notice that my torso is not bouncing up and down. I'm trying to keep it mostly level, right? We face this way. Boom. Get that down, that little footwork drill that out a little bit, and then move on to the next thing, which I'm going to show you right now. All right, next we want to practice doing this off of the circle. So when we're actually circling with slicing the pie footwork. For those of you that don't know, slicing the pie footwork, I'm at the apex of one of my diamonds. I'm stepping in, bringing my feet together, and then stepping out on universal evasion. I should be in front of the next diamond here, midway through this line, all right? Midway through the first diamond. I don't know if that's more confusing or what. Anyway, small step forward, and then out on universal, boom, I'm in line, 0 degrees is here. Forward, out. This is slicing the pie, right? I'm slicing the pie, taking out wedges here from my circle. So get slicing the pie footwork down. It's not too difficult to get this, but it does take a little bit of coordination if you haven't done this before. So slice the pie, and once you've got that down, we're going to start adding in our bridging. But we're not going to just bridge. It's kind of windy, hopefully. It's kind of windy. Hopefully you can hear me, and hopefully my camera doesn't blow over. It's like wobbling here a little bit. We're going to do this with this footwork. And now remember, the point of this is to break time. So what you want to do is when you do these adjustment steps and these little switch steps, you want to bridge quickly. So what we're going to do is we're going to do these little steps into our bridge. What I mean by that is I'm doing my slicing the pie footwork, and then when I go out, I'm going to bridge to the outside. I'm going to do that switch step, stepping up left 45. Then now I'm on forward triangle, right? I should be on my forward triangle on the diamond. Moving up forward triangle, one more step, and then I'd be out, right? That's our basic bridging. So we're going to work that in. So I'm doing slicing the pie, right? Then I do that switch step to the outside so I can bridge. Notice how my timing changed there. Notice that. So I'm going in and out, slicing the pie, and when I'm ready, boom, moving in. This might look kind of like a takeoff, but it's not technically a takeoff, because a takeoff, for those of you that know what that is, it's actually about opposing movement. So you'd be, boom, throwing that heel down. Because we're not torquing that heel in and then out, this is technically not a takeoff, for those of you that are thinking about that. So once again, to the outside, doing our slicing the pie, and then I'm going to do that switch step into my bridge to the outside. Now we're going to go to the inside. I'm going to bridge to the inside. So I'm still slicing the pie to the outside, right? To the left, moving to the left. Now I'm going to do that adjustment step. I bring that left foot up, turning my whole torso to the right. Left foot moves up forward triangle, forward triangle into my opponent, and I come back. That's our basic bridging to the inside. So let's do it again. Slicing the pie, and then feet together, turn my whole body, forward triangle, and out. Again, slicing the pie. I'll slice it a few times here, right? Then I'm gonna bridge to the inside. And you notice that little bit of a stutter step, that is me changing time, breaking time there. Once you got it down on both sides, moving to the outside and to the inside, just mix it up a little bit. So that's the outside. Then maybe I'll go to the inside. And just do a couple more of these. Boom. Like that. That's the footwork part of this. That's what this is really about. It's getting your feet to adjust time so that when you do it with the weapon, which we're going to do in just a minute, you can actually move your entire body as a unit, right? If I adjust up here, I have to be able to adjust my feet. So get that footwork drilled down. Once you got it, put it with the hands. Let me show you what we're doing with the hands. All right, we're just gonna do this with solo Espada, just a single stick, okay? So first, what we're doing with the hands is we're gonna use two different methods of adjusting time or breaking time. We're gonna use speeding up your previous strike before you land the strike that you're actually hitting them with, and mechanics, or body mechanics, or manipulation, as some people like to say. So instead of doing a shoulder strike on this one, we're gonna do an elbow strike, a V strike. I'll show you that in greater detail in just a second, to break time on our 1 to our 2. So the way that you practice this just with the hands is we're gonna swing 1 through 4, right? We're just working 1 through 4. And when you're ready, you're gonna break time on 4 so that you can bridge on 1. We're just gonna keep it bridging on 1 and 2 for just simplicity and for interest of time. So once you've got 1 through 4 down, speed up 4 there and hit with 1, right? So if I'm gonna hit with 1, I'm gonna speed up 4, boom, and go right back to the same speed that I was at. Working my striking mechanics here too as I do this, right? Then, boom, I adjusted time there, right? Boom, that 4, speeding that up is gonna make it so that I can actually hit their hand on my 1, okay? So that's the first method of breaking time. We're gonna go 4-1 right there. Then we're gonna do V strike 1 to your 2, boom, down to 3, 4. Notice, you see the difference in time signature here? How much faster I get to that 2 when I do the V strike. Boom, there was the V strike. That's just standard shoulder strike. V strike, shoulder strike, right? I'm using the elbow as the hinge there, shoulder as the hinge. Let me do it this way. Elbow as the hinge, shoulder as the hinge. You see how just changing the body mechanic, changing the part of my body that I'm manipulating the weapon with, is adjusting time. So I'm breaking time on that 1 right there so that I can hit you with my 2. Boom. Once you have both of them down, get it to where you can just mix them up, right? So I'm gonna go 4-1. Maybe this time I'll do break time on 1 with that V strike so I can hit you with the 2. I broke time on 4 there. Now, broke time on 1. Maybe I'll do 1 again and go right to 4. So just messing around with it to where you're breaking time kind of at will, whenever you want to, boom. Get it to where you've kind of got it down. And then once you've got the hands down, you've got the footwork down all on its own, mash the suckers together, and let me show you what that looks like with the calibration drill. All right, so we're gonna calibrate this. We're actually not gonna use the map. We're not gonna use our little diagram when we calibrate it. I just find with this drill, trying to pay attention to the lines when you're actually moving and breaking time and on the circle and all that, it's just too much. And realistically, when you're doing this in real life, especially with an opponent or a training partner, when you're stepping in circular footwork like this, you're slicing the pie footwork, a lot of times people don't step out on the same angles. It's not quite as precise as when you do it when you're actually measuring it out. It's good to measure it out for when you are working on the footwork, but when you're calibrating this, I recommend just don't have anything on the ground. Just do it from memory and muscle. I guess I shouldn't say muscle memory. I know that's a what do you call it? A pet peeve of Paul's, but whatever. You're just doing it from memory, okay? Anyway, let's just get into it. Okay, so now I'm calibrating this. So I'm slicing the pie 1 through 4, right? Making sure I'm moving forward on the forehand, backward on the backhand. Forward on the forehand, backward on the backhand. It's important to do that, all right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then when I'm ready, I'm gonna break time. And you'll see I'll do it without the footwork part first. And you'll see that it's important to break time with your feet too. So boom, I just broke time with the hand. Let me do it again. I'm gonna break time with the hands and I won't do it with the feet, okay? I'm gonna do it here. This time I go forward. See how awkward that it just doesn't work, right? Because my hand is getting way ahead of my feet and that doesn't work, right? So the way that we do this is what I just showed you. So when I come to my forward this time, I'm gonna do that switch, boom, so I can do my bridging. And now I'm back to circling. Let me get back in front of the camera here. Do that again for you guys. So, boom. Landing on 1 with the left foot. That switch step happens like that. Stepping back, boom, like that, right? Let's do it again, facing this way. Boom, boom, and bridging, and going right back to circling. Boom. Let's do it to the inside now. So that's the little switch step so that we can bridge to the outside. Now let's do our little adjustment step so that we can move to the inside. And we're gonna bridge on 2 and use that V strike, okay? So we're still slicing the pie 1 through 4, right? This time when I get to 1, I'm gonna do that adjustment step as I do my V strike. Turning my whole body as I step in on 1, come up forward triangle on 3, step in on 2, come up forward triangle on 3, up forward triangle on 4, and then coming back on 1. Now, to keep it so that you are going forward on 1, back on 2, right? We want to go forward on our forehands, back on our backhand. I finished this bridge going back. If I move forward into circling, now I'm backwards, right? I'm off. So what you do is you just swing your 2 to your 3, and you can just come out, boom, like that. Just swing if you ever feel off when you are doing your circling. If you feel like, oh, I'm going forward on my backhands and backward on my forehands, just do an adjustment step and get your bearings. Swing a couple of times while you're just standing there and then move back, right? Or swing a couple of times and move forward on that forehand, right? Whatever you need to do to reset it. You can just kind of stand there, swing the weapon a little bit, and then recalibrate it, all right? So let's do that again to the inside. So I'm gonna go around one more time. This time I'm gonna adjust, step to the inside on 2, forward triangle on 3, forward triangle on 4, back on 1, 2, forward on 3, out on 4. See that? Boom. Now I'm properly moving with slicing the pod footwork. Do it again. Boom. Trying to keep myself in frame here. Boom. See how I had to just stand there and get it situated for a second? That's all right to do that, you guys. Again. Boom. Like that. Once you got them both down, alternate, right? Switch back and forth. Today in this video. Hope all that made sense. Hope it's something you guys can use with your own training. It's a lot of fun when you do this with partners. It's interesting, like putting it together with circling footwork and those adjusting time with your feet, adjusting time with the weapon at the same time, and as you're bridging and really starting to see yourself breaking time, getting position, moving from long range into close quarters naturally because you actually broke time properly. Those are the things that you'll start to see happening when you practice drills like this. If you got partners around you, get a friend to do this stuff with you. I'm telling you, it's a lot of fun doing this stuff with some training partners if you got them around. Solo training is the most important. Partner training is super important too, though. Anyway, you guys, I appreciate you watching all the way to the end. We are having a seminar out here in Long Beach on September 26th to 28th. Paul, the man himself, is coming out here to teach us hooligans a thing or two. We're going to be training at the park right around the corner. There's actually bathrooms there, you guys. Those of you that train with Collie Center in person, you know that bathrooms are kind of a luxury. You don't always have them around. So we got bathrooms around out here. Might even end up at the beach. Who knows what'll happen? It's Paul and Colley Center stuff. So we'll see where the training takes us. If you want to join us, go to colleycenter.com on their events page and just sign up. Come on out. It's a lot of fun stuff to do in Long Beach. Check out my live streams on Tuesdays, just right from Facebook, if you haven't seen them. And if you're in the Long Beach, Washington area, come train with us. We train. Classes are free. I teach for free. It's just something I do for my community. Teach on Tuesdays. Those ones are $1. It goes to the Senior Center. We teach up at the Senior Center here in Long Beach, Senior Activity Center. And on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. We're right here, the Long Beach Elementary School, on Saturdays at 10 a.m. Like I said, classes are free. If you're in the area, love to train with you. Anyway, thanks for watching all the way to the end. I think you're awesome. God bless. Deuces. Don't